G'day and welcome to a new video. Today we're going to be talking about spreading granular fertilisers, making sure you've got the tools and the knowledge to be able to get best bang for your buck with your products. Now ignore the absolutely horrific seed head on the main part of the lawn at the moment, but this little patch here the plan was to maintain it with a very basic sort of program, following my low input program, mowing it once a week with a rotary mower and just keeping it nice and tidy. Unfortunately though, I haven't really stuck to that. And it was like 4 months ago that I put out some granular fertiliser on here, so I'm well and truly overdue. And it's also extremely thick and thatchy, which I want to do another project on at some point, but that's a story for another video. So big plans for in here. I want to have a big garden and fire pit area, lay in some different sort of turf here to the kikuyu that's in the rest of the lawn, and be able to work on that and shoulder that process. That will be a lot of fun. But right now and today, I need to give this a cut, and I want to show you the best way to spread granular fertiliser, or my way, not that's the best way, to spread granular fertiliser if you don't have a spreader. Now I'm only cutting this, like I said, once a week at about 50-55 mil. It's very bumpy, it's very uneven, it's very thatchy. Needs a lot of work, this patch of grass, but you know, trying to get back on top of it and get it to be something respectable that most people would be happy with. So every single time I mow, I go in a different direction. I haven't been straight up and down for a while, so I'll do that now and then measure out some fertiliser. Now, unless the packaging for some reason specifies that you should not mow beforehand, you do want to cut your grass and then spread your fertiliser and water it in, because you don't want to be mowing for 3, 4, 5 days potentially afterwards, because you don't want to be sucking it up into your mower and having the mower crash into those prills and smashing them apart. Good little haircut done there. Now what I've done, I'm using Lawn Tips Dominate Mini today. I would have liked to use Proliferate, a little bit more balanced nutrients, not as high nitrogen, but this could use with a little bit of a kick right now. And I've sort of just got the right amount that I want to use on my back lawn in a couple of weeks. So didn't want to dip into that. Now here's a couple of options for spreaders. Now this one I always use on my back lawn because this is being a bit more of a broadcast spreader. It shoots out a really wide distance. It's great for big open spaces. My front lawn, which has those tight little dinky zones, that would be not a good option out there. I'm going to be spraying it all over footpaths, all over the place. This little hand spreader, to use it on my back lawn, I'd have to fill it up about 5 times, so that would be a real pain. It's good on the front lawn. Those are 2 spreader options, your handheld and your broadcast type. But there's so many things to spend money on lawn care. So one thing you can do in the short term, or you know, just in general, is spread it by hand. Now I needed 2 kilos per 100 square meters. So I've got 120 square meters here. So I've got 2.4 kilos in here right now. Always weigh out your products. I sort of know now that for my front lawn, filling this up almost to the brim is bang on how much I need. And it's about the same with that spreader as well, but just a personality thing, I'm always probably gonna weigh it out, to be honest. So, you know, I recommend you at least weigh it out 4 or 5 times to know how much it is, and so that you're gonna be getting the right application rate. You're not gonna be wasting it or not getting enough out of your product. So I like to chuck a glove on, and after you've mowed, you've generally got your lines in the grass. So I like to use those. You decide whatever works for you, whether you go sort of 3 mole widths wide, 4 mole widths wide, whether you just want to do 2. But the biggest key with this is small handfuls. I've been caught out in the past when I was first starting out of grabbing big handfuls and really chucking it. What you find when you get big clumped up handfuls is that you'll chuck it out, and this spot here, so the rate for this fertiliser is 2 kilos per 100 square meters. This spot here might get 5 kilos per 100 square meters, heaps in that spot, and then around it is going to get 100 grams per 100 square meters in terms of rate. So you want to get it out nice and evenly. Even when you're using these kinds of spreaders, guaranteed you're never going to get 100% perfect application. There's always going to be bits that overlap. There's always going to be bits that you somehow accidentally miss, especially if you haven't got a perfect square or rectangle to work with. So it's just about getting it as close as you possibly can. Small handfuls here is a big key. So I'm going to walk straight down the middle here and go aim for covering 4 mower widths, and just, yeah, like I said, little handfuls. And I will also be going up and down this direction and then across ways in that direction to make sure any little bits, all the little bits are not missed. Hope the lens is wide enough to get me in that. Have finished up with a pretty awkward amount of fertilizer left in there, definitely not half. So I'm just going to go across in a couple of directions. It's going to look fairly random, will be a bit random, but it's just going to be trying to distribute these last bits somewhat fairly evenly. A bit harder doing this as well with a mini prill product, but yeah, super small handfuls here and distributing more like every 3 or 4 steps instead of, oh, that was a big spot there. This is definitely not perfect, and luckily I didn't claim that it would be. And something that I have done in the past as well is when you get really low, start to concentrate on struggling spots or areas where there's a bit of damage, because that will be the best place to maybe give it a little bit of an extra boost. Now I just want to make sure that's getting evenly watered in, because most of the time, most granulars, oh no, it's going to get the spreaders. If they're not watered in properly, then they will burn your lawn. So that's something to be wary of. And yeah, look, if you want a really simple, fertilizer kind of program, then to basically from kind of the start of September until April, mid-April, something like that, apply a granular fertilizer every 2.5 to 3 months, and then you're not using any liquids and fiddling around with backpack sprays and things like that. You can get a 20 kilo bag of high quality fertilizer for 70 or 80 bucks, which most residential property is going to last you a really, really long time. You don't need to buy a specialized spreader, anything like that, and you can really boost the health of your lawn. So yeah, hopefully that helps, gives you some confidence with applying these sorts of products. And yeah, keep putting a bit of effort into this little patch here to make it look like a really nice rotary mode section. Get excited for maybe a renovation project on here mid-autumn or something like that. Early autumn. But yeah, look, thanks for watching that. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you got something out of it. I'll catch you in the next one.